to share in our future. Our future starts now with you.
It's 41 days to election 2020. Welcome to your election headquarters. This is Joy News at 6 with me, Bernice Abubeidulansa. It is an offense to directly give a gift or accept a gift from a politician. Don't do this during the election. And the news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra, on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across Ghana, including Swiss 93.7 FM in Hull, and worldwide at myjoyonline.com.
Should they have any grievances, they should not take the law into their own hands. If there's something that they don't understand, they should approach the police and they would, it will be explained to them.
That's the advice from the IGP as the police service moves to address pockets of electoral violence and crime ahead of the elections in December. And 9 civil society organizations drag government to the Supreme Court, describing President Akufo-Addo's legal basis for asking the Auditor General to proceed on leave as fatally misplaced. We've got details. And in business,
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to present interim 2021 budget to Parliament tomorrow Wednesday. He's expected to shy away from any major policy interventions. We've got details in 15 minutes.
And with cases of head injuries from road traffic accidents on the rise at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, head of emergency there says it's time people were exposed to traumatizing scenes as accident centers to change their behavior. Thanks for your company. The details now. The Ghana Police Service is doing everything to clamp down on crime and electoral violence with just about 40 days to the presidential and parliamentary elections. Violence in some constituencies as well as pockets of crime reported in parts of the country have been a source of worry for security analysts who want the police to act. Well, those concerns are being addressed. The IGP has been speaking on his tour of the OT region to assess operational readiness of the police ahead of the elections. Correspondent Peter Senu reports.
A guard of honor was mounted for the IGP in the regional capital, Damai. He met and interacted with the chairman of the Regional Security Council, the regional minister, Kwesi Owusu-Yeboah, for briefing on security issues in the region. James Opombuenu assured the minister that logistics and personnel are top priorities in the OT region and the new regions for that matter. The IGP also met with the chiefs in the regional capital, Damai, to solicit their support for effective policing. The IGP has been appealing to youth groups in the region and across the country to exercise restraint when they have challenges with the police service.
Should they have any grievances, they should not take the law into their own hands. If there's something that they don't understand, they should approach the police and they would, it will be explained to them. If they still don't understand, we have political leaders, we have traditional leaders, they can go to them. But nobody should take the law into his or her own hands.
James Opombuenu says 40 police personnel will be deployed to the OT region to boost staff strength.
The numbers on the ground are a bit low, and because of that, immediately 40 police officers are going to be sent down to Dambai to beef up the strength of the police here.
Peter Sen for Joy News.
Now, civil society groups are asking that those responsible for Sunday's violent clash at Odudududu be punished. In a statement signed by the Civic Forum Initiative and the Institute for Democratic Governance, they urge the authorities to do whatever it takes to ensure that perpetrators of past and present electoral violence do not go unpunished, and violent inter-party clashes ignited by the peace walk decisively stopped from spreading. Editor Fred Smith joins me with details of that statement. So, Fred, the CSOs also have concerns about rising political tension in the country.
Well, Benes, they are concerned about what they say is the rising political temperature and its associated build-up of tension and deep-seated mistrust between the two main parties ahead of the elections. The NPP and the NDC, that's the main opposition party, and the Electoral Commission, and the spread of insecurity as well as the fear which they say pose a direct and immediate threat to the conduct of the peaceful elections in December. A major element of the pre-election political tension is the deteriorating relationship between the NDC and the EC, and they want this addressed, Benis.
All right, so what's the appeal to the major parties?
Well, they're urging the EC to reaffirm its commitment to strict principles of neutrality and impartiality and uphold the highest standards of integrity, transparency and fairness in delivering its mandate during the electoral competition in December. In doing so, they expect the political parties to now yield to the Electoral Commission so we have a peaceful election.
Join News editor Fred Smith with details of a statement by some civil society organizations asking the perpetrators of violent crimes or electoral-related clashes be punished. Nine civil society organizations have dragged government to the Supreme Court, describing President Akufo-Addo's decision to order the Auditor General Daniel Domelevo to proceed on leave as quote-unquote fatally misplaced. This is the second case to be filed at the Apex Court challenging the decision that will see Mr. Domelevo stay away from work for 167 days. His deputy has since been named as acting Auditor General. Court correspondent Joseph Akable joins us with details. Tell us first, Joseph, about the CSOs involved in this action and the arguments they are making.
And so they include the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, Ghana Integrity Initiative, and the Citizen Ghana Movement and African Center for Energy Policy. The presidency had made a point that as the appointing authority, it wields the power to exercise such a control over the Auditor General. But in a 90-page writ, the CSOs say the Auditor General is an independent institution and not subject to such control. They say the presidency's view on the matter is fatally misplaced, and they are urging the court to disagree with the presidency on this particular move.
So what reliefs are they seeking?
They are asking the Apex Court to rule that the directive issued by the presidency asking Mr. Domelevo to proceed on leave is inconsistent with the letter and spirit of the Constitution. They also want the court to declare that the appointment or designation of Mr. Johnson Ikuamwa as acting Auditor General is void and of no legal effect.
Court correspondent Joseph Akable there. Visit accident centers at hospitals. Perhaps that would change how you drive and your attitude on the road. This is a call from the head of emergency medicine at the Komfo Teaching Hospital as he joined Joy News' and the National Road Safety Authority's Arrive Alive campaign. Dr. Maxwell Oseampofo's call follows increase in cases of life-threatening head injuries. The facility continues to record.
There's a worrying increasing trend of head injuries. There's a worrying increasing trend of disabilities from open fractures and then, abdominal injuries from road traffic crashes. And I think that if we don't take care, these are going to overtake a lot of the diseases that we know already. A lot of these people are breadwinners. They are unable to work again. They are unable to do even their daily, activity of living. They are not able to take care of themselves. They become a burden to society. Sometimes even the head injuries, you cannot comprehend. You lose your memory.
You have Dr. Maxwell Oseampofo, head of emergency medicine at the Komfo Teaching Hospital, joining Joy News' and the National Road Safety Authority's Arrive Alive campaign, and is supported by Toyota Ghana. Toyota, superior quality. Now to some election-related news. Former President John Mahama has revealed the widely talked about free primary health care captured in the NDC's People's Manifesto will cost 1.4 billion cedis annually. With only 40% of the population enrolled on the health insurance scheme, the former president is predicting the country may not achieve the SDG target of health for all by 2030. A dangerous course, he says, can be averted by his policy plan. He was addressing professionals and business owners at a professional dialogue put together by the Institute of Social Justice.
Free primary health care will emphasize preventive health and health promotion and will include private health service providers. Ladies and gentlemen, free primary health care will be the single largest social intervention under the Fourth Republic. It will create jobs for the young people, nurses, midwives, physician assistants, drugstore owners, pharmacists, doctors, IT professionals, and many others. We estimate to spend Ghana cedi 1.4 billion annually on free primary health care from December 2021.
Flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama there. Deserts are associated with starvation, pain, anguish, and death. But Dubai, a member of the United Arab Emirates, has changed the narrative using its bare, sandy land as an entertainment park, which has become one of the top destinations for desert adventures. Maxwell Agbagba joined some revelers on the Advanced Travelers Icebreak Tour and has been exploring camel rides and the desert safari with 4x4 vehicles on the Dubai desert.
As we drove far away from our hotel, the Dubai Festival City, I noticed how some parts of the lands were without the skyscrapers and shopping malls I had become used to. Our tour guide said the authorities, as part of plans to protect the desert, left the land bare.
You can't actually collect it. If you do, you could be arrested and you could be fined. It's the sand? Exactly. Our forefathers